Hey guys, I'm back with another commentary on Become Something More, full film. A little bit of background on this movie, or this whole film series, I guess, is um, I guess I wrote all these movies in a kind of like back to back, because I was writing them through I wrote them through like 1 year of school, back in middle school, is kind of when I filmed these movies. And yeah, I kind of like filmed them back to back, and so I felt it was kind of necessary to kind of just put them all together into one movie, and that's kind of what I did here. And it kind of helped some things out because I changed some things, and then there's some things where I kind of forgot to change while editing this whole thing together because it is 2 hours, and that's kind of a little nerve wracking to edit all that. So, but I digress. I guess we're gonna jump right into this right now. So 3, 2, 1. All right. Timebox Studios presents. I actually redid this intro for the full film because none of the other
My
ones kind of
name is
made
Peter
sense.
Parker. I'm your
I
average
wish I would have
kid
put like the
who lived
actors'
with his
names
aunt
though.
and uncle after his parents died.
That picture right there that
I
you
guess
just
life
saw
is
is
okay.
one of me and my parents when we were little, and I used them for Aunt May and Uncle Ben,
I'm
so
also a
it
straight A
works.
student,
And
but there are some upsides of being a straight A
I
student
guess
and some
I don't know.
downsides. Most like people like picking on you.
This kind
Mainly this
of
guy named Flash
intro
Thompson.
voiceover thing
I
is
really can't
kind of a little
stand that
weird.
guy.
I don't really like it, but oh, that is actually Colton
Hey
Dorrock,
Harry, I'm
the
here
guy you
already.
just saw push me
Where are
over. He
you?
played Flash Thompson, and he's a
He
great
isn't
guy.
even
I
anymore.
still know him today, and oh man, I love that guy to death. Definitely, he's a cool guy.
Oh crap! I totally forgot. I had to take pictures for the school paper.
And
Oh man, I'm gonna
in
be so
this
happy
scene
now.
right here,
I can go to Oscorp. Someone
Ethan was
Oscorp
actually
next to
supposed
me?
to be portraying.
So
This
does
is the first
Harry.
scene you were
And
actually
there's
supposed to see
that must be
Ethan
me. I better go ask Aunt May
as
and
Harry
Uncle Ben
Osborn,
first.
but I didn't get him for that day, so he just I just did that, and I think it kind of worked.
Is it okay if I go take pictures?
Okay, just be careful.
Fine with me if it's fine with her.
And that's Aunt May and Uncle Ben. You didn't really see Aunt May because I just didn't really want to show her, but I used her voice. And that was my dad as Uncle Ben. And I thought he did pretty well with, I guess, what I gave him at the time.
Well, this is great.
He's not really an actor, so.
Let's go check out that room.
And this is actually my basement right here that I used as Oscorp because back when I was filming this, I didn't really know where to get an Oscorp, like building that kind of looked like Oscorp. So I kind of just used my basement. And I guess it fit the part. So, and that was kind of a cool spider shot I did from the spider's perspective because I shot stuff for
Stupid spider.
like the actual spider, but I used a Lego spider and it did not look good. So I just kind of
I don't
went with
feel
this.
good. I better
And
get home.
yeah, whatevs. I I thought it would work better to use just the perspective of it. And this is actually shot like a year after that little shot right there of me on the ground. That was shot like a year after in like the cold winter. Like there was just no snow on the ground, so I just put my camera up and did that shot real quick. I was so cold, but I did it. So, and a really cool thing I like what I did is I used the spider sense kind of tingling thing as like it's showing how he's changing. And I thought that was really cool. Oh, another thing, that camera is the actual camera from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 that they used. I just didn't have the strap, but oh well. Oh, and I lost my socks during the night, because that makes sense, but I don't know. I guess sometimes at night I can make a sock, uh, my socks come off, but not usually. That was done with tape. If you didn't figure that out, but yeah, I look so young. Wow, that's amazing. How like I'm 18 while recording this right now, and like I look so young. Just looking back at this is really nostalgic for me. And I actually had to take apart my door handle to do that, and I didn't expect the other side to come out, so I kind of just had to like pull the door open like that. And I was like, oh well. And yeah, I did repeat shots, I guess. Damn near look the same. Oh, and here comes Flash Thompson again, played by Colton. He was a real good sport throughout all these movies I had him in. He liked he didn't care to get tossed around, which is what a lot of stuff happens in this when you're in action scenes. So
I have strength.
and yeah,
My hands and feet are sticky
Colton
and
apparently said that
my
grass was very
brother-
prickly, so it hurt when he fell, but he still did it like a champ.
That spider that bit me at Oscorp?
And now we're seeing Peter kind of figure out
Alright.
that he might have spider powers.
Really
Doesn't
hope it
really affect
works.
him much, but he thinks it's cool, I guess.
It's working. I'm clinging into the wall like a spider. This is amazing. Alright. Let's go see what I can do.
And yeah, I guess I did that little repeat shot right there. I don't really know why, honestly. I thought it went with the music, so I did it. And here's me kind of practicing my powers, which means a little bit of parkour and a lot of running. And I guess right here, some jumps. I guess that kind of looked cool. I actually right here I had my little cousin. She was maybe like 10 at the time, filming me while I was on there because I needed it.
Oh, that's good. Good time to talk. Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, and here comes my dad's second scene I had him in. Yeah, I'm really glad that he did this because if I didn't have an Aunt May or an Uncle Ben in these movies, I don't think it would have made as much impact. And I think that's something that becomes something more lax, is that I didn't have like the parents actually be there. They were just disembodied voices, which kind of sucked because I asked my dad to do it and he just didn't want to. So yeah, I just kind of went like that, and that's just kind of how that movie went out. Oh, and yeah, and he just gave him the great power. Well, with great power comes great responsibility line. Which I thought he did it in a way, like he kind of improv'd it, which was really cool. I like that he did that. Oh, and now here comes Armani, who is playing Roger Kingsley. And he actually knocked into me. I didn't know when he was going to do that, so that was really cool. And then there's my little brother. Oh my god. He's so young in this. He looks a lot different now, looking at him. And a cool thing about that sweatshirt is it actually used to have headphones in the strings on it, which is really cool. So I could like play music while I was in class. But they broke, so. Yeah, alright. So this scene right here, I actually I reshot this scene because before I was more just like crying about it. In this one, I think I made him more angry about it because like he was like, he could have been that, like he should have been walking home, but I guess he wasn't because
Hey, Joe,
you know,
I think we have
his I think it's more of like anger, you know, like I don't know.
Let's go get him.
I don't know why I did it like that. I thought it just worked better, and I guess it did.
I'm going to make him pay.
Oh, good line delivery, Bryce. Good line delivery.
He'll be scared when he sees me.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but throughout the series, I guess the like voice in his head kind of just went to me just talking because I just didn't want to insert in all these recorded lines. So, and now comes the climactic battle between he's playing Roger Kingsley. So, yeah. And he comes back later in the series, which is really cool. Originally, there was actually where you there was a scene where you saw Uncle Ben die, but it didn't really look that good, and Colton was actually playing the killer. So, but I like this better. I liked Armani as the killer, and not actually showing the death of Uncle Ben. I think that really worked. And this big wrench thing, this was actually Armani's idea to use this wrench, and I think it was really cool add-in to it. But yeah, we like practice this a little bit too, and right here, I'm actually banging his head on that, which is really fun. It really just like got us into character, which is awesome. Because like a lot of emotions kind of have to be gone through in this movie, or through this scene, I guess. So, and when Armani fell right there, he actually hit his head, but he stayed in character, which was really awesome. I really like that I did that, where he actually just starts freaking out. Right here, I was supposed to actually put in a line, which I should have, of Ben Parker saying, "With great power comes great responsibility," like he says there. But I figured this works too. And if you see that little green speck on the side of the roof, that's actually a frog. So in my poetic despair, as you'd call it, there's a little green frog there, which is kind of funny. Wow, I had a lot of costume changes. Yeah, I kind of stopped doing that because I just didn't want to go through so many costumes. So I figured this would. I figured just having one costume makes it a lot easier, which it does. I actually don't even have that as a room anymore. This room I'm in right now, which is supposed to be Peter's room, which I thought was pretty good. I actually had to take down a lot of the Spider-Man stuff I had in my room because I had so much Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, I thought it worked for Peter's room, I guess. And I guess my door magically opened. And I guess you see the suit right there, but, we don't talk about that. And he's making his first suit. And I kept in this title card. As you saw, I cut out most of the title cards throughout this movie, but I kept that one in because there was music, and I really didn't want to just stop the music for that one quick second. So I had to keep it in. And as you see, the quality kind of changes right here. This is because this stuff was filmed on definitely a different camera, as you can probably tell. This camera I think was the Sony Handycam. It was kind of cheap, but yeah, my brother's girlfriend gave it to me because she didn't use it, so I was like, yes. And it's a boss at filming because it can film almost at night, and it's I don't know, but the quality is really bad, which is kind of sucks. But that's okay. And then here's going to be the start of a lot of these kind of shots where I'm just kind of swinging, but you don't really see me swinging or going past buildings.
Oh God.
Yeah, I really like that I did this, where I thought this was kind of funny, doing this. And as you see, I guess I really love the Amazing Spider-Man series because a lot of my beats are from the Amazing Spider-Man, like his web shooters, kind of his suit designs, other than the human spider suit, which I thought was a really cool suit. But other than that, later in the series, I think I give him like a Spectacular Spider-Man Peter Parker look, kinda mixed with TASM, with like a TASM jacket. So, but yeah, I guess this guy's trying to break in there. I guess that was kind of funny. I don't know. Looking back at that was kind of cringy, but. And then here comes my my infamous many voices I can make. I don't know how I just come up with these stupid, ridiculous voices. But like, let's listen to what he's saying here. I kind of thought it was funny, and I like the idea of just like a random thug giving him the idea to use spandex for a suit, and then he actually goes with it. I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah.
He's right. I do need a real costume. Well, might as well make one now.
I guess he's like, well, might as well make one. Like, just on a whim, like, oh, yep, gotta do it. And as you see, there's another camera there. That's actually a camera I filmed it too. 4 hour later. Yeah, I know. I probably should have put an S. Whoops.
Now.
And here's the first suit. I still have this suit. I love this suit. Right here though, I don't have the blue puff painted on it though. But like, yeah, later in the series, I puff painted the blue. So. Yeah, and it has different lenses now. I'm pretty sure. Because like I went through so many I like changed up those suits so much when I had them. Yeah, and there was a 3 months later scene there, or title card there. I wanted to keep that one in because after filming all these movies, all 5 of them, I was gonna go back and do a little
I guess
like episode like series, little series, like probably like 3 or 4 episodes of Peter during those 3 months and what happened. Like, you would see what happened with Shocker, or like how he meets Shocker, and he'd be Herman Schultz and all that. And you would also meet or you'd find out how Matt Gargan, who comes later in the series on the second movie of this one, how Spider-Man actually makes him lose his job, and all that. And I'm pretty sure I also had an idea to maybe do like my own villain, like make one up, but I don't know. And right here, those socks were actually red, but you just didn't see it because the camera quality was bad. I forget what camera I was using here. I'm pretty sure I was using one that was from my dad's work. Like, my dad used it just to like take pictures of stuff of his work, and I just like borrowed it when he was home and just used it because why not? Meanwhile, and here the quality kind of goes down really hard right here because I didn't have any other cameras at the time of filming this scene. And I had Ethan over for a day, so I had to film it, and we just kind of went with, I was like, all right, we just have to use this camera, and it gives kind of like an ominous lighting to it, which is kind of cool, I guess, but like it's actually a lot brighter in there than this camera is showing, which is weird. And Ethan's I guess acting in this scene is pretty good, I guess. For what I told him to do. And right there you can't really see it, but he's looking at the goblin suit. And then right here he's just a completely different shot that looks totally different, which is so funny. That's actually me in the suit because I couldn't get Ethan to film his Green Goblin parts, so I got in the suit. Like, he filmed that part, but I had to refilm it because I needed different audio. So, and then there's me looking at myself again. And there's two different cameras that I'm filming on in the same scene, which is horrible. I wish I didn't do that, but it's what I did at the time, so you know, I learned a little bit more throughout my days, I guess.
Let's go confront him.
I like this little battle scene he has. I believe right here, this is Armani, in the costume. Yeah, this is Armani. I was actually filming this on my birthday. That was, like, one of the things I absolutely wanted to do. I was like, alright, I want to film. Like, I had a bunch of people over, and I was just sitting here filming. And actually, right there, he was actually punching me in the shot, but you couldn't see it, so I just went to choking. Like, he punched me in the face, too, and it didn't get on camera. That was kind of annoying, so.
I need to figure out where this guy came from.
Yep, he needs to figure out where this guy came from. Alright, this scene's kind of weird, just there. You know, it's just kind of silent, so it kind of makes it a little bit awkward.
Come on.
But yeah, I really like that suit. I'm surprised how good this suit is held up too. Like, I still have this suit. I mean, a lot of the things have like ripped on it and stuff, but you know, you live and you learn. Oh yeah, and I'm filming with a really bad camera here because, again, I just didn't have a camera. Because I think my dad needed it, actually, so. Yeah, I kind of just went with it. I need more. And yeah, I kind of treated Ethan as like an addict right here because I figured that would be cool. Spider-Man, I knew you'd come. He said that line in such a weird way. It's kind of funny, if you think about it. I won't say anything about it, but you know, I'll just say that. Oh, and then that was actually the script flapping in front of the camera. Couldn't do anything about that, but you know, I could have refilmed it, but you know, I just need to film it quick, so, because Ethan needed to leave, so. Yeah, I filmed a lot of this stuff by myself. So, yeah, I'm just kind of like looking around. And right here, that was supposed to be, I don't know if anyone got it, but it was supposed to be like, there's something wrong with that serum and he should know it. Like, it wasn't actually telling him where it was. It was telling him that there's something wrong with that serum. Because I guess his spider sense does that. And there again, his spider sense went off again by Ethan because Ethan is a bad guy. And but he doesn't know that. Like his brain and his eyes are seeing two different things, which I thought was really cool. Like even again, there it goes off, which is I'm pretty sure a thing from the '90s series that would happen. Oh, and here's me and my slender body trying to break into a house. So,
buddy, I get it. You're trying to support your family. That's why you're breaking it off, right?
yeah, so there was a lot of scenes like this where I didn't need a bad guy, but I just couldn't get it because I just didn't have, like, the actors or something. Like, I really wish I went out and asked more people to be in these movies because I feel like they would have done it, but I don't know. I asked a bunch of people and they wouldn't do it, like, actually go out and do it, so... I guess, I don't know, maybe people thought I was kind of weird for doing this stuff, but...
Alright, I see you're tied up. Well...
I wish I framed this shot better, but...
Family gets home, they're gonna probably call the cops.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure while filming most of this movie, I don't think I had a tripod. So, I think I used my trumpet case. And, or like something I could just put it on real quickly. Or have someone behind the camera.
Just in. An unknown terrorist is bombing people around Midtown. Everyone is wondering, where is Spider-Man?
And then there's my bad girl British accent, but
Gabby's finally showing his ugly face
yeah.
again.
And here's Aunt May. This is my mom. And I thought this was a pretty funny scene.
I'm getting dressed. Give me a second. All right.
Peter, I just wanted to get
And I find it funny that she didn't see the mask there.
Here you go.
It's so funny. Like, I literally threw clothes at my mom. Like, that's probably most kids' dreams, is to throw clothes at their mom. Just kidding. And right here, I'm pretty sure this is actually me in the costume, because I just couldn't get an actor for this stuff, so I just went with this.
Hey, Gabby, I think everyone's ready for the descent of your best. Woo! I can smell it from here. Spider-Man, I'm glad you're here.
And I really like how I did the Green Goblin costume here. It was kind of basic, but it was a good look, I thought. I wish I would have done something maybe with, like, some pants. Maybe, like, knee pads or something, but, And right here, this is Colton playing the role. He was a real good champ about it because, I could get no one, and he was glad enough to do it, and I don't know. I was just really happy I got this movie done. Like, around the time, this was like one of the final scenes I needed to film, and then I was done with the movie, and then I just needed to, kind of get all the music ready and, do that. Right here, this is really cool. This wasn't in the movie, but, or this wasn't in the script of it, but, we went with it. Like, that was actually, I'm pretty sure he actually stabs them in the script. But, like, yeah, like, some of the fights in here, we did, like, some just unscripted stuff because it worked better.
Goodbye, Peter.
And yeah, I forgot to say this, but that's the voice of the Goblin is actually me as the Goblin, because I figured I could do the Goblin voice. I don't think I can do that voice anymore because my voice is kind of deeper and it's more of like a high pitched stuff. I don't know. I guess I could try it right now. This is gonna be really weird, but like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't think I can do it anymore. Like, I don't even remember how to do it. funny thing, that is a mannequin because I couldn't get Ethan to film. I don't even know
Whatever
if anyone
problems I
noticed
face,
that, but
I can never forget these words. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. I now know more that I am
yeah, and some of my audio messed up right here with
Spider-Man.
I was actually supposed to say I now know more than ever, but it like cut out or something. But yeah. So, that was the first movie. We got a couple more to go through. But yeah, so that's kind of how the first one ends. And I picked it up 1 year later because I figured keeping Ethan in a coma, or Harry Osborn, I'm sorry, I keep saying Ethan because that's just how I know them. Harry Osborn in a coma because why not? This the second movie I kind of
Spider-Man will
I said this was kind of like my drama movie. Like there's supposed to be kind of like this movie is supposed to be more tension built, you know, more of like about the characters instead about the fighting, which I was actually supposed to have a Gwen actor for this movie, but I could not find a Gwen actor, so I just pretended like he had one and she died and all that. And there was actually also supposed to be a scene, another scene with Aunt May,
Spider-Man. So
and she talks about
lost because of him.
she talks about how like, oh man, Spider-Man, I wish Spider-Man really came back. But I think I reshot it and I did it with Norman Osborn because why not? That's the only way I could do it.
Keeping me away from Gwen's play.
Yeah, so.
Hey, buddy, can we wrap this up? I need to go home and take a shower.
And I think I filmed this stuff during the winter, actually. Like, I hooked the heater up outside of my garage, and I had my brother behind the camera, and I just put on 2 other costumes and just filmed myself, punching myself and attacking myself. Because, why not? And I would just have Sawyer just attack me with the thing.
Wait, I remember you.
And then see, here comes Matt Gargan. Matt Gargan, you were supposed to find out in that 3 months what he did. There's the heater.
My job.
And right here, I think this is when I finally got a tripod, so.
I'm the Scorpion. Now, it's time to do death.
What you don't see is under those shirts or sweatshirts he's wearing, it's a green shirt that I actually put duct tape on and painted the duct tape black. So it kind of looked like his shirt from his costume from the comics. And right there, that was supposed to be Gwen hiding a piece of paper. And then it turns out that the Green Goblin's there. Oh, and then, uh-oh.
No, Gwen. No. Gwen, no. Who did this to you? Gwen, come on. Wake up, Gwen. Wake up. No, Gwen. No.
I don't even know how I did that, actually. Like acting wise throughout this movie, like, I guess I just kind of did it because I needed to. Like, I really like that I guess I'm an okay actor. I mean, I wouldn't mind being an actor as a profession, but, you know, I think I'd prefer directing more than anything as a dream job. But, you know, whatever I get, you know. I can't force it, but, you know, I'll try my best to become a director. Yeah, and right here, he got a voicemail from...
I hope you got the gift I sent you. If you want to see at last place we fought.
I thought this is perfect. Just another bad thing I kind of noticed about this second movie, and probably why it's not... I would probably say this is probably everyone's least favorite out of the series.
I guess
is
great minds think alike then, huh?
sorry, I'm kind of getting distracted by the movie, but I think the reason why people don't like this one as much is because I realize that this movie is just kind of all set up for the next movie, you know? Like, oh, Green Goblin dies, so then we could set up Hobgoblin. Oh, there was a scene of, well, I guess Scorpion kind of has a arc, not really an arc, but he gets defeated by Spider-Man finally, so. But yeah, like other than that, like Shocker coming in is set up. Eddie Brock coming in is set up for the next movie, and so I mean I guess it's fine because the next movie picks up right after that, and that's what I guess I kind of treated it maybe as like not as good as the Star Wars movies, but I guess I treat this movie as the Empire Strikes Back. I mean, because I guess Peter kind of goes through some dark stuff right here. And right here, it is so wet. It's like kind of raining right now. The ground's wet. Me and Armani's in the costume right now as the Green Goblin, and there's the crappy glider I actually made, and we were filming this, and literally we were filming this on a school day, and Armani had to go, and I was just filming it as fast as I could. That's why it kind of looks kind of rushed, but I think it really looks good because it's like fast paced kind of, and it was cold, so. And then yep, here sets up Spider-Man gets rid of the mask. Right there, that kind of blobby thing next to the mask is a painting from an art class back in middle school that I just got rid of because I hated it. Like, it sucked. And yep, here's the memories that Ethan and him had. I wish I had more because there was supposed to be a lot more to do with, a lot more I wanted to film with Ethan, but I just couldn't get to it because, I don't know, Ethan just wasn't available to film during these two movies. But then he started to become available again during the third.
All because I put on this mask. I think it's time.
And then here's that iconic shot from the comics. You always have to get that shot. I love this shot. And then I have my own kind of version of the speech he gives.
We'll hurt no more people. There's no more of him.
I like how he doesn't get rid of the suit. He kind of just like, no more. And then, yep, here's more setup for the Hobgoblin. If no one knew that's actually supposed to be Roger Kingsley. But you're supposed to just know him as a mystery man right now. It's like, oh, who the hell picked that up? And then, yep, 5 months later, this movie's kind of like all over the place. And I actually made that myself. Those are actually real pictures I drew because I wanted to. And then here's Sawyer's character come back.
Yeah.
Well, do you know where he went?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to hurt more people.
Well, do you think he's coming back?
I don't think he is.
Where are you going?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this movie because I tried to make it a drama. Like, I was trying to hardcore be a drama about this movie. And, it wasn't too good, but,
What is that in your hand?
And then that is supposed to be Norman Osborn.
About Spider-Man. I guess you said he's gone too.
And that's his makeshift office because that's all I could make. I'm literally in my parents' room right now, filming this stuff. Like, I filmed a lot of this stuff alone because I just didn't have actors. I wish I had the actors for this movie. And that's the one thing I probably regret the most, is not getting enough actors. But yeah, I really like that he threw it there and then he finally finds it. I thought that was a really cool thing.
Dear Peter, I probably should have told you this, but I know you're Spider-Man. And I wish I would have told you.
And if you notice by that pink flamingo
I
thing,
never want you to stop.
I actually found that thing on
I never get mad when we
local
don't show up to my
like
dates.
walking trail, the flamingo thing. But right next to it, those are actually all the scripts pinned up one after the other.
I love you, Peter.
Right there. I hand wrote them back then. Now I type them up
I love
because
Stacy.
typing up's a lot easier, and then you can print it, and everyone can read your writing, and not be like, oh, what's that say, you know? And then we change cameras again. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I always look at the camera. I hate that I look at the camera, but that right there is duct tape. I don't know if any of you noticed that. Yeah, right there, I was like, that one was more unstable, so I just jumped back over to this one. I was like, I'll just play it off. That was kind of going through my mind at that moment. Like, I almost fell because of it being so wobbly. Excuse me for clearing my throat. This shot right here is one shot I wish I kind of took out of the movie, but I didn't. It was supposed to be like a POV shot. And right here, by that metal pole thing, I actually hit my leg, and it hurt so bad. Right here, this shot is actually the camera falling down. I had it on my... I didn't have a tripod while filming this stuff right here. And I believe I had it on my trumpet case, because I used to play trumpet, if you guys didn't know that. And it was windy as heck out. And it went falling back. It just like straight fell back. And I was like, oh no. My camera was fine. This camera was fine though, but... And there's another picture of my parents, a real picture.
I've been given this power for a reason, and I have the responsibility to use it.
Yeah, and then I guess I have a couple costume changes throughout this movie because, I don't know, I just didn't care. Throughout, when I got to the third movie, I was like, all right, just one costume.
Now that Spider-Man's gone.
And yeah, that scorpion tail that I have there is actually a pool noodle that I painted black, put some blue tape on it, and painted that green. And then I found this like weird plastic thing that was shaped like a hook. So I just stomped that thing in and taped a thing over it so it'd stay in. And then like I grabbed my backpack and kind of like wrapped it around. And that was I like that slow-mo shot right there, by the way. While I'm talking about this scorpion's tail, I like wrapped it around and then tied it really tight with like some string or something, and it worked. And then I could slide the noodle out, and then I could just have me like holding it in some shots, and then like it's hitting me and stuff, which I thought would be really cool.
Not today. Okay, I had enough of this.
Actually right there, when you heard the little whoosh of it ripping off, that's actually me doing it with my lips. Because if you don't know this, it's a little weird tidbit about me, but I like to make sound effects for some reason. Like when I'm doing stuff, like I sometimes I act a little stupid, and I pretend to like make like a stupid punching noise or like a whoosh of like the wind or something, as like, I don't know, because I'm just like dumb like that, I guess.
Yeah?
Can you give me some milk?
Good thing.
And yeah, that backpack right there, I tried to use that backpack to mimic Peter Parker is from Amazing Spider-Man because I love that. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. A lot of people don't like it. I like it.
I'm sorry I had to leave you. The reason I
And,
did was because Oscorp was going to use my research for something more than I.
And now we get another plot
I know it's hard to comprehend.
that
but I want you to
gets
continue my
explained
work.
throughout the third
Find
movie, I
my
guess.
lab, left to Dr. Connors. Find more
Because I
information.
figured if he's going to a dark place, kinda,
Goodbye.
where he was kind of in a dark place and now he's kind of getting up. I guess you can kind of a way to think of his story arc throughout this movie is it's kind of, I know it's kind of weird to say it, but it's kind of like a drug addict kind of like getting off of his drug and then relapsing and getting off, like you just kind of see him go up and down throughout this, which is kind of a cool arc I have. I spelled Oscorp wrong, but I'm surprised that my camera picked this up so well. Like, I could have. I wish I had like a screen recorder so the shots actually looked better, but oh well. I should have done the employee login button and then typed in something, but I just clicked the Richard Parker thing.
Failed experiments on arachnids and cancer project.
Right here, I don't know.
Deep in Oscorp facilities.
I did a voiceover because you couldn't really hear my voice for some reason. It was kind of weird in the shot, so I just redid it. And I really like this scene. The music I used here really works with it.
I had to find Eddie quickly.
Oh. And then here comes that mystery guy back, and you get a sense of his voice now. You're like, oh, who's that? And there's Shocker right here, and the guy right there, that's Armani, if you didn't know that. That's Shocker, played by Colton. Again, because I'm like, oh, he would just play a good Shocker. And he did. He really just kind of captured just like that one note villain, kind of like he's just here to kind of blow shit up and kind of just be a badass kind of a little bit, but still just kind of a loser that kind of I mean, kind of like a guy that loses a lot though, but thinks he's good. And this scene right here was a lot of improv by me. I improv this whole scene because I thought that was smart. I should have actually done the other side of the conversation with the actor, but I didn't. Because, I don't know.
I found a paper from in the basement, and well, it's saying that about finding left.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This part right here is a little drawn out, and that is because I'm improving. And I think it's not cringy, but it's just kind of, just get to the point already, Bryce. I could say that about myself. I don't know.
Dr. Connor's lab. And so, I don't know if you're in on this, but I thought you would be. Yeah, tell me where to meet up, and then we'll go to Oscorp, right?
Yeah, thank God that spider sense. It's like in this scene, you just kind of you're just like waiting for that spider sense because you're like, yes, now the scene's finally over. Now he's gonna do some awesome shit. Which I love this scene. This is probably one of my favorite scenes I filmed, and one of my favorite scenes kind of period throughout the series, because I like the effects in it. It was just like kind of like an effects scene, which is really cool. And then I finally got the puff painted brick pattern on my suit. And Colton was awesome throughout this shoot. Again in my basement. It actually comes back up in Batman versus Spider-Man that right here, this is Wayne Manor. Or not Wayne Manor, this is Wayne Enterprises. And on Batman's computer when he's looking for Spider-Man, there's actually footage of this that you don't get to see. And it has like a little Wayne Enterprises logo by it. But, you know. And yeah, like some of this stuff right here, I filmed a lot of these shots like in the winter. Like I was crazy as hell. Like there was one time I'm pretty sure I was filming, and it was like,
Where are you, Eddie? Where are you?
I think like 15 degrees out. I think I've only filmed in 15-degree weather like twice because it was just so cold and annoying to film. Like you just didn't want to do it at one point. And right here, I'll tell you who that actor is in a second once I finish the story. But yeah, so I was like filming in this 15-degree weather, and the first time I did it was like I was in my Spider-Man suit, so it was cold. Like I was trying to do the Scorpion fight actually, and like 10 minutes in, I was like, oh my god, I'm just screaming. I'm like, all right, sir, screw this. Shut off the camera. We're going inside. And that was the last, and then I reshot it later on. And the other time I filmed in 15-degree weather was with this other guy named Barney. But that was for his channel. And that actor right there, his name is Cody. And I don't really talk to him anymore, but he was kind of a good friend at the time. He was a good sport for doing this. Is Eddie Brock. He was a fan of Spider-Man himself, along with Ethan, Armani, and everyone who's a part of the series. Kind of except for Colton. Colton was just a good chap that liked to that was like, all right, I'll film for you if you need it, you know. But yeah, Cody really likes the character of Venom, so I had him be Eddie Brock. Sadly, he did not get to play Venom. He got to play him for like one shot, and that was it. But yeah, so.
Crap, Rex is still down from when I fought Shocker.
I like that little jump, that little crawl stuff I do. This scene was kind of cool. This scene was filmed around November, I think, of that year, so it was kind of cold out. And right here, that was supposed to be Bullseye. This is Cody again, as Bullseye. I thought it was really cool to actually include Bullseye. I thought it was just like a cool side villain, just to like, not really pass the time, but just like, kind of keep Spider-Man busy. While Eddie's studying the Venom project.
Hey Liz, what's up?
And then I guess Liz comes in because Liz likes Peter, but you know, Peter's
Yeah, sir, we can
Peter, I guess.
Yeah, I just invite you at lunch. I gotta go. Yeah, bye.
Like, and you even see, like, literally the only time they talked was right there, and he said they would talk more, but then he didn't, which is like so funny because this character Peter, he sucks with his women. Like, I don't even know how he thought he would, and yet he still like talks to her throughout this movie, the next movie, kinda, or well, he doesn't really talk to her throughout the next movie, but she's kind of like a main point throughout the fourth movie. In the third one, or well, and this is the third one, but, and there's the scripts again right there, it on the side of the wall, hanging up. This scene's kind of cool. I like it, where he's just trying to kill time, just waiting for Eddie to call, and he doesn't call. And then he's like, all right, let's just figure this out. And I guess his web suit was changed from the first movie, but you know, that doesn't matter. And yep, he's trying to call Eddie again. I really like these pants that I'm wearing. I don't know where they went. And yes, here comes another cringy part. Like, what am I doing?
Hey, Eddie, please call back.
Yeah, it took me a while to actually get in that spot where I was hanging upside down. Like, it took me forever. And here, yeah, the camera quality varies throughout these movies sometimes because,
My fourth time calling you.
yeah, that happens.
Call back as soon as you can, alright? Bye.
Oh, and then right here he gets the idea of, well, if he's not doing anything, then I'm gonna do something. And then, here's those swinging shots I was talking about before. They kind of just show up throughout the series because it was kind of cheap and easy to reuse it, kind of like a TV series would do. Yeah, again, I really like how the suit now shines. Like, it just has this sheen to it that was really cool on the blue. And it really just makes it stick out. And then I also added the Spider-Man belt, which is actually a Batman Begins belt. And right here, this scene is actually filmed in my sister's room. As you see, I thought the Bulls logo and all that would kind of be like, maybe like that's Eddie Brock's school and stuff. Like, he's kind of like a sports character kind of dude. And here's the black suit. I like that black suit. And I thought it was a really nice progression into how he gets it and stuff. But yeah, I actually reshot the scene where he actually gets the black suit before this scene we're watching now. I actually filmed it first in my brother's room, and then he found out I filmed it, and he's like, "Don't film in my room. I don't want you posting that anywhere." And he was like, I want to make sure you delete that stuff. So I never did delete it, but I was like, all right, I won't use it. I'll respect your wishes. And I used my sister's room instead, and I just didn't tell her. So, and now the black suit, makes him edgier and stuff. And here's, Ethan's character finally comes back. He's a bad guy. I really like this shot where he, gracefully touches the side of the wall. Yeah, and then this is where I think we finally just get, a decent camera throughout, I think. Maybe there's a couple other shots, but right here, now I'm pretty sure I'm using a Nikon camera, which is really good. And I like this scene because I think it shows just how hardcore he is now, and he can just beat a guy with one punch.
It's gone. Spider-Man.
Oh, and now he has a different costume change. I thought that was really cool.
What's gone?
The project.
That now he has the black stuff because he has the black suit. I thought it made sense for him to kind of do that, to kind of put on a darker persona now.
I found his mask with the Venom project.
And it's also the same thing Spectacular Spider-Man did, and I was kind of copying that. A lot of the third movie, I feel like I kind of a little bit copied from Spectacular Spider-Man because,
Get to school. I don't want to be late. Alright, bye.
I guess that's just the thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I was actually supposed to do this scene at night, but I literally just darkened the brightness on it, and maybe it looks kind of early morning or something. And I really like kind of how he pushes around Eddie and stuff. It really kind of just makes him look like a douchebag, and I guess I think it's funny making myself be a douchebag because I'm not. I don't feel like I'm a douchebag. But I think it's. I like playing the villain or like the douchebaggy kind of character. If I were to play in a movie, just be like that asshole. That's kind of funny. And right there, that little bruise I have, that's actually blood that I just I put some. I let it dry a little bit. I put some toilet paper on it, kind of dabbed it on a little bit, and it kind of looked like a bruise. So I was like, all right, we'll rock it.
Let's go put you on. What?
Oh, and if you don't notice, on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you can see a Spider-Man. I guess Peter likes to have a little bit of merchandise of himself, even though I don't. There's really no reason this Spider-Man's famous. I mean, I guess there's like a couple news footage stuff about it. And this scene, there was a guy on Instagram who called out to me and he's like, "Hey, I seen your stuff on YouTube. You're pretty good. I wouldn't mind playing a character in one of your movies." I was like, "Yeah, sure. I do need some Nick Fury stuff." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm down for that." And that's where this stuff came in. But no, I kind of just went with, oh, he's just talking to him over the phone and you just don't hear it because that's the thing. And I really like what Peter's doing here. And his voice gets all deep like this. And he gets really angry. And it sounds like he's about to frickin' kill someone. And just has that angst in his voice, because I'm really good at doing that, I guess. I don't even know how I've been bullshitting this long. I guess I'm not really bullshitting per se throughout this movie, through this commentary, but I guess I'm just trying to find stuff to talk about to keep you guys entertained.
Could Nick Fury be Wraith?
But yeah, that suit didn't take me too long to make.
Doesn't matter. It's giving me nothing but good.
But yeah, I really like how I went for the spectacular Spider-Man feel of the spider. I feel it adds kind of to what, or I guess it gives it a different look. And I really like how I did this stuff. I mean, I hate how I got the shadow of the camera. But yeah, I didn't get any shadows of my hands or my body, so I kind of like how the suit kind of like picks itself up. I wish it would have done it a little bit better, but... And then this starts a montage scene of the suit kind of taking over my body and using it at night, which is a lot of repeat shots. And I think I actually, around the third movie, this movie, I started using a face shell. Like at the other ones, I just didn't care about using a face shell. And again, I just keep using the same shots, adding a couple other shots in between. But yeah, for the black suit at night, I wanted it to be like this really aggressive swinging, like almost like as he just like runs faster and bees more aggressive, the suit feeds off that. And I really wish Cody kept stayed in this shot.
I'm not done. We're tired of your whining.
And this is the chameleon, and the person playing him is Ethan. And right here, I did have like some web shooting shots that I was supposed to get edited in, but due to how long I was just waiting for the shots, like I just couldn't, like, to get this movie out on time. I just couldn't wait for those shots. So and a really cool thing that I gave the chameleon is actually the power to go invisible, which I thought no one really did, because that's what chameleon is supposed to do. Is I gave him the power of changing into other people, but I also gave him the power of changing invisible, which I thought was really cool. And then so the third fan film itself is actually banned, I'm pretty sure, in this country, so you can't even see it in the US. So, and that was because of the song I used here. So I changed it to another jazzy song, and I guess it works. It doesn't work as good as the other song, but it gives off the same effect I was trying to go for. So I like how he was like, yeah, screw you. And yeah, there's Sora's character comes up again. His name, I actually gave him a name. His name was Terry. He's supposed to be kind of like his friend at school, since Harry's kind of dead. I like that. I just flipped myself off. And I'm like, yep, I don't care. Like, he wasn't doing anything else. He was just webbing up a guy and being an asshole.
Max Dillon, aka Electro.
But I love that scene from Spider-Man 3. So I really liked doing this scene too. This scene was originally I was supposed to get this guy, I believe his name was Josh. He was supposed to play Electro, but again, he was just unavailable while I was in production of this movie. So, and right here, I was kind of inventive with just adding lights and just being really careful about my camera angles. Personally, I like this scene too. I took the idea of this from, I guess, or inspiration of it from Ultimate Spider-Man.
Webhead going bad?
The TV series when
this can't be true.
Harry, I believe, was Venom and pretending to be Spider-Man, and like killing or brutally beating up a guy.
We're pushing around Eddie, where we beat up Electro.
And I thought this was kind of rushed, how he kind of just realizes it, but
we keep seeing we instead of I. It's crazy.
I really liked that jump shot. I thought that was really smooth. And right here, I believe I'm filming in the winter again. I filmed a lot of this movie throughout winter too. Like the second movie and this movie, I believe I filmed back to back. Like I was just filming them both simultaneously, because at a time I was just gonna actually combine them into one movie because I thought I could do it, but then I was like, no, that they work as two separate entities. So, and if you don't notice, the camera, you can see them in. You can actually see the people behind the camera in the window. I like how it turned from black and white. That's again from the Spectacular Spider-Man series. And this fight kinda. And yeah, Cody is actually he's a really fun person to kinda I guess do these fight scenes with, because he can just throw himself around. Right here, he just threw himself down my stairs and hit his back right there. Oh my god. Like, literally, I don't even know how he went through with that stuff. And yeah, he was really good at, like, looking like he got punched and stuff. Just like Ethan, he was really good at fighting and making himself look like he got hurt. And I really like this. And if anyone's wondering where the bells are coming from, I'm gonna say they're coming from that little light in the background. That's a church. Yeah, because I can say that. Right? That ground is so cold. And I'm in like just like this weird long underwear thing. And right here, I'm playing Roger Kingsley because I couldn't get my cousin Armani to do it. And I guess it kind of worked. And again, Chameleon, it was kind of a shorter role for Ethan to play, but yeah, Ethan really likes playing villains for some reason. But I think he likes playing some hero roles too. And there's Liz Allen. Completely forgot about her, didn't you? Didn't you, Bryce? Or Peter? I keep referring to myself as Bryce because I guess I refer to myself in the third person. I really like that he put on this jacket because it really it's a really cool outfit. I really wish I went with this one because it really looks like Spectacular Spider-Man in winter throughout when he was. I believe that was the second season when he wore his coat. But I think his was more blue.
Can't believe it.
And now he's talking to Flash, Colton Dorrock's Flash, that you don't get to see. I wish I would have got that, but yeah. He's like, oh, what could this be? Nick Fury's did this? Yep, and then the big reveal. Which is totally necessary. That suit is so fucking badass. I love that suit to date. Still one of my favorite suits I've ever gotten because not only is it the best looking suit I think I have, it's also the most efficient suit with if I need to film with it, I can just take my hands out and take off the boots and wear it under my clothes. And again, this scene was I thought I did this scene pretty well. This is when I started to get pretty good at doing fight scenes and stuff. Just from doing them so long, I think I just kind of figured out how to shoot them better and how to actually make it look like they were hits. And that's just a secret that everyone just has to figure out on their own. And right here, yeah, this is kind of like an Amazing Spider-Man 2 ending. Because I figured you don't really need to see if they win. You know Spider-Man's going to win, so.
Got it? Here it is.
Excellent. This has all the information we need to make Spider-Man's world come crashing down.
And yeah, I guess this was being set up, the big character. And 2 months after the incident with the black suit, I wanted that to really I didn't really know how to start the movie, so that's what I did. And, yup, here's Cody again. I like this scene. We actually had to jump the fence to actually get into this football field. I don't even know why we filmed in the football field. I just thought it was a really cool place to film. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And yeah, we were here alone, which is really cool. It really just, there was no one there, so we didn't really, feel, awkward around, our parents filming this stuff, so. And this scene I thought I filmed pretty well. And right here, I actually mirrored this shot because, he came in from the right, he came in going to the left, so I had him go to the left again, because I thought that would make sense.
Wait, Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
And actually, what I had to do to make this Venom suit that you're going to be shown here in a little bit is, I'll talk to you over this little montage, is to make the Venom suit, I actually had to basically turn my black Spider-Man suit that I loved a lot into my Venom suit. So I did that for filmmaking. That's how kind of dedicated I was. I could still have a black suit to date, but I just didn't have another suit that an actor could wear for Venom, so I had to use my black suit. And yeah, that was the suit. And then, yep, now it's the Hobgoblin's turn to take a crack at Spider-Man.
Just go. Take whatever you want.
I like that line, "You're a witness." That was always a cool line to me. And I like how he found some bombs, and I like how he put the shoulder thing on. I thought it really just like he's the advanced version of Green Goblin, you know. But then Green Goblin comes back even more advanced. But yeah, this is me filming all of this because, again, I couldn't get Armani to film. Because, you know, he only came over when he came over, and if he could film, he would film. And if, you know, he didn't want to, you know, that was it. And yeah, that's a puffy paint stick right there. And I had a green and a yellow one, so I figured that was a really cool contrast. And the gun there, that I don't know why I set up that gun like that. I think I just threw it there and just stayed like that, so I just kept it there. But yeah, it's amazing how many times my ass shows up on camera throughout these movies. Like, and then you just see my underwear. You know, I should be embarrassed about that stuff, but I am really not.
I just still can't believe that Liz is going out with Flash. I better call her.
Yeah, there's me in the costume because I needed that shot. That was just a quick shot I had to film, which I could do. And then here's Armani in the costume because I could actually get him, which is awesome because this scene was really fun. I tossed myself the hell around, and he tackled me and shit. And yeah, I thought this was a really fun scene with just one web shooter, and like he has to try and fight Goblin to like make sure he doesn't stop. Like he has to make sure he stops him, and he has to do it without his costume, which is really cool. The reason I did a voiceover there is because there was wind in the shot and you really couldn't hear him. Right there, yeah. Like a lot of this time, I'm just kind of like rolling and falling to the ground. It was really fun filming this scene. And right there, I was trying to show that Venom was watching him and like kind of just waiting to like strike. And right there he puts in the spider tracer. Right there, that is actually not a wrestling move, but he took me down like a mofo and it hurt. But you know. And then there's me showing my fucking ass again. Oh, excuse me for swearing, but yeah. I really like this music too.
I'll let you go when Spider-Man comes. And if you see him, don't kill him. Bring him here.
And now I couldn't get Colton to be Shocker, so I had Ethan be Shocker. He was more than happy to do it. He just really likes playing villains. But later on, you'll see him become a hero in Beyond, which will be really cool to see. I won't talk about that movie as much though, because I'm talking about becoming Spider-Man. This was a really fun scene to film too, and I don't know why there was just like a weird cut there. But yeah, again, big thanks to I forgot to thank Kai, but Kai did the visual effects for all throughout this whole series. He came in the second one, and he did a scene with Shocker. This scene with Shocker, and he did that again for this one. He was supposed to do Electro, but then he came in the fifth one and did the Electro stuff. So, and he did the explosions and all that too. He did a lot of visual effects. He's a real good guy. And he was more than welcome to do my effects, which is awesome. And right there, that's my other cousin. His name was Hunter. I just tied him up and I just kept him like that for a while because I needed him in the shot. And a funny thing about this scene was, while filming this scene, my sister was on a date with her boyfriend, and she came home and she heard me yelling and stuff right here. Or no, I'm pretty sure I was still strapped to the table. I was strapped to the table, and she came in with her boyfriend, and that's just kind of how I met her boyfriend, was like this, and it was such a funny way of meeting her boyfriend, but you know, she broke up with him, so we're not going to talk about that anymore. Yeah, a cool thing I really thought was interesting was that if you see on the right hand side of the right hand side of the screen, he is guinea pigs, which I thought was really cool. And then it's 2 weeks later. Yeah, there's a lot of time jumps throughout this series, but you know,
I just had to make sure she was okay.
There was really nothing else. With like the scale of what I could do in like what I was limited to, there had to be some time jumps. And now there's I figured it's kind of like a staple to do like a web shooter upgrade throughout these movies, because I had one in the third one, and so I figured I should have one in this one. And I heard people call Spider-Man 4 Like a Poison, and there was actually some stuff I cut out of Like a Poison, which was the whole Jameson thing. Jameson doesn't really show up at all. Like he calls Peter in this movie in the beginning, but that stuff was cut out because it had it wasn't really necessary, but it was supposed to also tie into Peter and Liz thing, and how Flash is dating Liz. But oh well. Yeah, people call I believe Marcos Lee, Crossfire Pictures is what they call him now. Called this movie like my Michael Bay movie, because again, it has the explosions and all that, and you know, it's kind of more just action than story, because we had 2 and 3, which are kind of more story based. So this one is kind of more just action based, and I think it worked because I don't know. It has some story elements, and it's not just like, oh, this is just a giant slugfest, but
This wasn't the best thing to test it out on.
but yeah, I thought this was a really kind of funny scene that he's like, oh, yep, that wasn't smart. And again, this effect was done by Kai. Big thanks to him for doing all the effects throughout these movies. So awesome. Such an awesome guy. And then this is Cody again.
Gotta wait for the right time.
And again, these weird voices that I just come up with is so odd, but and they're so bad, but they kind of work. Again, there's me as a bad guy. I like how he tries to still try to break in there, like he's trying to get away from him, which is so funny. Like, let me in, let me in.
Don't need that. I have a solution.
But yeah, and then this segues into the first Venom fight, which this scene was really fun. This scene was out. Me and Ethan had to bike here and put our suits on then. We had them like in backpacks and stuff. We bought like drinks from this gas station that was close by. And then I found this part. We're like, all right, this is where we're filming. This is where the first climactic battle between Venom and Spider-Man happens.
Remember our inheritance? What? Eddie? Where'd you find it?
But yeah, the Venom suit, I actually had to cut a mouth into that, which is all right. And I like how he just disappears. Like, whoa, where'd he go? I figured it makes him a little more unpredictable.
Spent so much time with the suit.
And this area just had that weird I don't know. I guess it's like an auger thing for like ice and for like I guess ice fishing. I don't know what they used it for actually, but it was rusty, and it was a really cool shot that I got right here with it. I thought that was a really smooth transition. Yeah, this movie, when I first edited this movie, I was having so many editing errors, and that's why the movie like had these like weird like jump cuts in it where it just like it cuts back to somewhere else, and I didn't really know how to fix it. And I was like, that's just kind of the movie. It's just kind of set in stone now. Can't really fix it. So but yeah, I don't really show Aunt May ever again. You do hear her voice again, and then she dies in the 5th movie, but oh well. Yeah, and again, this scene is kind of reminiscent of in Spectacular Spider-Man when Venom comes to Peter's house, and they have like a little skirmish, and then he gets webbed up, which is kind of like the same thing that happens here, and he's going over to Liz. I kind of had it a little bit reversed, where in Spectacular Spider-Man, it was, oh, he thinks it's Aunt May, and then, actually, no, it kind of does go the same way. But here, he knows it's not Aunt May, he knows it's Liz, where in the series, he thought he was going after Aunt May, and then realizes that he's going after Liz. Then he goes for not Liz, but Gwen after that.
Might just be crazy enough to work.
I'm sorry, I kept saying Liz. That's just because I wanted Liz Allen to be in this series so bad, but I could not find a girl that wanted to be in this movie, or that would like actually take the time to do the movie. Or come out to my place and film. they probably thought it was weird or something. Because this kid's in middle school and yet he still puts on tights and pretends to be Spider-Man. I don't know. I find it fun. I like doing these movies. Because like how many times in your life are you gonna get to wear costumes? So you know you kind of have to savor these kind of moments you have in the costumes, and you just kind of have fun. And right there, that was a really cool shot. And the reason I figured I'd use kind of like the sad music right here is because Bryce kind of just feels like defeated and like tuckered out after that. Like I would say this is probably like the greatest that he's come up to. Like Hobgoblin was basically just Green Goblin. He's taken on Green Goblin before, but yeah, like this guy was just like something else. He never faced almost himself times 10, so I figured he'd be like pretty weak after that. I like how he just like leaves. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to hear cop sirens, but you never do. And his sides hurt, or like I guess his ribs are bruised or something, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, the reason I guess right here Peter's like, he's like, yeah, I guess I should just give up on Liz because she likes Flash now. So I figured that was like a character arc. Like he just kind of just needs to get over this girl. Like this movie, he was just kind of like, oh man, like I wish I could have got with her in Spider-Man 3, but I didn't. So, but yeah, now he's like, I'm Spider-Man, and that's what I'm gonna keep on doing. And that's what he does throughout this movie. He's just, I wish I would have kept like a voiceover or something here of like, and now I know that I have to keep protecting this city. I can't give up on it ever, kinda. Even if I lose my powers or something. Because now in the 5th movie, he loses his powers and stuff. And 1 month later, again, there was kind of like, I feel like some time had to pass between the movies, so. And now Liz is moving, and now Liz is actually telling him that because I figured, yeah, they have some connection, you just don't ever see it because I couldn't film it. But yeah, that's just my poor excuse because I couldn't do it. Yes, this probably could have been a lot better, but, you know. And yeah, there's the all-seeing eye thing. I don't know if I've ever acknowledged that before, but yeah.
Out of prison and hid out in a warehouse. The police are trying to apprehend the
Yeah, I
suspect.
have like this Illuminati sign like in my room. I just kind of kept that up with tape because why not? And yep, Armani comes back and plays Roger Kingsley. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's the Hobgoblin. The odds formula must have made him crazy. I better stick to the shadows.
Yeah. I really like how he still has his orange jacket even from breaking out of prison and stuff. Like, I find that funny.
Whoever you are, I know you're here.
I really like Armani's acting, even though I feel like it's not really fake, but he knew how kind of ridiculous these movies are, and I don't think he realized kind of how serious I was about filmmaking and stuff, and he was just like happy to help out too. And again, I really wish I would have got more visual effects for this movie. Like, I should have just done shots like that, but I just didn't. And I really needed to. Like, and even if it becomes something more, I should have, but I didn't. And right there, he was supposed to throw a flash grenade at Peter, and that's why he's holding his head and stuff. But yeah, he could take down Roger Kingsley pretty easy. I like this shot. I like how it's from like a lower angle.
Yes.
I like how he's like just all happy because he's like he likes doing this Spider-Man stuff. Like after a while, he started to like it. Real funny thing is Armani's not wearing handcuffs. He actually has a belt hooked up to his hands, which is so funny.
You need to know.
And now I couldn't get Cody back for the 5th movie, so I got Ethan to film as stand-in for Cody, because you know he plays Venom, so he could play Eddie. And you know he did a pretty good voice to distinct himself from Harry. I really wish I put like a different scene right here, but you know that's just it'd be like that sometimes, you know.
What?
But yeah, something that just kind of popped in my head is that it took me a long time to do a commentary for this, for all these movies. I think I was waiting for me just to edit them all together and then finally release it. And now that it's released, I'm hoping that this commentary, since I guess kind of the buzz of these movies kind of died down, I guess I could say there was some buzz. I mean, these movies didn't do too good, but they did all right. For what it was worth, filming these movies, I thought they did all right. But yeah, I think I just wanted to wait till they were all together. Like, I think just doing 5 different commentaries is a lot more work, and I think this kind of doing them all together in a 2-hour runtime kind of just gives me more time, not to just ramble, but you know, just I don't have to be restrained by time, you know. I have 2 hours to talk about this, and that's kind of what I don't know. I feel like I need to talk about this series just a little bit more. But yeah, I really like this chase scene. I really like where like Peter has to quick change. I don't know why I do that. That was a really cool lightning shot too. I really like how he had those lightning gloves, or like skeleton gloves on his hands, Electro.
The nanobots are secure.
And then he falls on the ground, I guess, because why not? And that's my backpack. I don't think I've ever really talked about that backpack before, but I finally put like skateboard straps on the backpack. By the way, that cannot hold a skateboard. I've tried it a bunch of times, and the only way you could do it is to like hook it in like one of the loops of the straps for it to actually like stay up there, or also just like sag down and hit your legs. And some other cool things is that Charlie, Are You There? That shows up on my board along with the Illuminati stuff and this. That Charlie stuff, I remember that stuff. That was really big back then, back in middle school and stuff. I've tried it a bunch of times. It didn't really work, but yeah. So I guess he's checking his blood to try and figure out what he was injected with. Oh, there's Where the Millers. and stuff. And yeah, computers cannot do that. I forget what I'm pretty sure what I typed on the computer there was Spider-Man. I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I typed on the computer. And yeah, that's just a random picture off of Google Images too. Right? I guess anything works with nanobots, but yeah, computers don't put plastic in your computer. I didn't do it. It's all movie magic. Ha 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 ha. And now Venom finally is back in the game. The suit went back to him. I guess I should have explained like what happened to them more, but I guess I really didn't think about that. My middle school brain did not think of that. I really like how it treated it like a pet. And now, the reason Carnage wears a hoodie is because, sadly, I did not have enough money to buy a red morph suit and paint it black. I just did not have the money, so I just worked with this kind of hoodie look where like he like wore like a hoodie and like I don't know. I guess it kind of worked for what I did, for what it's worth, I guess. I don't know, and it differentiates Venom and Carnage a little bit more. And yep, that's what I was talking about. How he finally gets his glasses. Or I don't know if I've talked about that, but yeah, I gave Peter contacts originally, which I really wish I gave him glasses back in the first movie, but. Now I finally get to wear them in this one. But yeah, this is these shots right here. Like I did have actually a lot of shots I did film at my middle school. Back I used to just like bike there by myself sometimes and just film, just to see if I could film some stuff. And then sometimes I wouldn't but now that I have a car and I can go places, I film in a lot more
he is now running in
exotic places, I guess. Woods. And now Peter has to go save the day again. But he forgot he has no powers. Which that idea came from the Amazing Spider-Man game. I like that game. There. I thought it's pretty good. And I think I don't think I overplayed it, but I think I let his condition. Nah, it didn't get as bad as it did in the game, but about the same, kinda. I just think I had him solve it in the same way, where they both fry the nanobots instead of like get them wet or something. But yeah, this is actually a really cool area to film in. Actually, while we were filming, we were like filming here for like a whole 5 hours because we had film here as in that and in Spider-Man, and then we had to go back home, switch into different costumes, film. I had to turn into Carnage, and then he had to turn into Venom, and we had to fight like that. So that was kind of weird to do, but. And I really like that Spider-Man gave Carnage his name. And then boom, Venom comes in.
God, Venom. I'm not your boyfriend. Shut your mouth, Parker.
Yeah, I think in this movie, I think in this movie, like Peter really becomes Spider-Man. Like he's kind of that jokey, quippy character because, like rewatching all these movies together right now, I really see that the first movie he didn't really have many jokes. Like he didn't really know how to joke, and his jokes were kind of like I guess would say fall flat. And then he kind of like got into a little bit of a darker stage with the second and third movie. The fourth movie kind of finishes his arc and becomes Spider-Man, and this movie he is Spider-Man. So this movie is just all about becoming Spider-Man, as the title says. And he becomes Spider-Man. And I think the reason he does become more quippy right here is because he's using it to hide the sense that he's weak now. A funny little thing, that lanyard behind the fan there actually says Sky Vodka. I found that on the ground, I think at a Walmart, and I'm like, I'm keeping it because it's Sky Vodka, and I was like 9 years old, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to put it on my keys when I'm 16. I actually did for a little bit until I got a different lanyard.
I should talk to Norman Osborn.
I really like how I had him do the zippers instead of having gloves. I thought that made it more kind of realistic.
Wait. We're brothers. And brothers stick together.
I thought this scene I thought was very smooth, like in its cuts. Like my other movies were kind of just like, or the other films are kind of like jump cutty with how like it was like filming or like how they talked and stuff. But I thought that was like the best dialogue scene I've filmed so far while making these movies. And again, I have him talking to Norman Osborn because originally I was going to have, I asked Kai to be Norman Osborn, but for obvious reasons, it didn't make sense. And I think you can figure it out. I'm not going to point it out because I don't really feel like it.
I have to go. My aunt wants me home in a little bit, probably. But
And I've noticed how many times I look at the freaking camera. I am going to try and stop doing that.
it's getting worse. I can find Electro, the highest point of electricity. My phone. That's what
I thought this movie was kind of I guess the theme, or not really theme of this movie, but I guess it was kind of like a movie, like a race against time movie, like now that Carnage and Venom are out, he's like, oh crap, I really got to get these guys back into jail, or at least just stop them. But now that, and it's like, the reason they came out is to kill Spider-Man, and I guess kind of like their ideas kind of both coincide, which I guess is a really cool way, now looking back on these movies. I don't know. Maybe I could just be gloating or something. I don't know. I don't feel like I am, but I don't know. I guess I should stop glorifying myself. And, you know what's really funny is behind him, it says Spider-Man. I've never noticed that till today. That's the first time I looked at behind Electro. It says Spider-Man, which is really funny. Like, you see the S right now by the H, but yeah, like, that was my dad's thing, and he would let us just, like, draw and write on it, because that was, like, a thing, like, everyone would write their name on it. Yeah, and again, you see Peter kind of, I don't know, that was kind of really out of character for Peter to say, better call Liz, because he has no one else to talk to, because this guy's an alone shut-in who hides the fact that he's depressed with all these jokes he's spitting. Yeah. Boy, did that shift tones. You know, honestly, I don't even know what Carnage said there. And I really like how Carnage went ahead with the plan without Venom, like, just to be a dick to him. And the reason that suit's all cut up is it's not the same suit as before. I bought 2 versions of the suit, and one of the masks got all fucked up, so I just bought a new suit. And I'm like, I'll just turn this one into battle damage because that'll be badass. And I'll just put a new mask on it that I got from a different one. I'll just add a zipper to the mask. And it worked because I love the battle damage look of Spider-Man. It always looked cool to me. And yeah, this is the final climactic battle. And I really like this battle. It was a really kind of long battle. It was just like this one after the other thing. Like, this is like Peter's just getting everything thrown at him at once right now, and it's just coming. And Peter's like kind of losing, I guess you could say, is he's not doing too well. Between Venom and Carnage, they kind of fuck his ass up.
Who did that? That would be me.
Dun dun dun! It's Harry.
I saw you die. You left too early before the cops came.
I don't think anyone realized that, but what he meant by that is when he was dead, he wasn't actually dead. He was just knocked out by the board. And Spider-Man just took his mask and left when the cops showed up. And this was a very hard shot for Kai to do, but he did it anyways to do that flaming house shot.
Got you too. I guess that you do care about some people. I cared about everyone. Even you. If I didn't care,
I really like the cracked lens thing I did with the lens of the suit. I thought that was really cool. And I like how he has the 3 scratches. That's very reminiscent of the Amazing Spider-Man, because that's what I was basing this whole suit off of, or that battle damage suit off of. I just then decided to use it for my movie because I was like, I'll make it work. I'll make it work. I really like this tiny fight scene works too. Yeah, actually a lot of this movie, I'm pretty sure this whole fight scene was filmed over like 2 days because it was so long to film. And right here, this is Marcos. Actually, I forgot to mention that, but Marcos made a song for the scene of Venom breaking out of jail. So, props to him. Thanks for doing that, man. I don't really talk to him a lot anymore, but I'm so glad he had a part in this series, and he made a song.
Might I ask your name?
And I really like that he played like the Daily Bugle news reporter. The idea originally I had for it was actually, it was more of like a radio show host. But I don't think he got that idea, but oh well. And now Spider-Man's becoming a loner? Or I guess he's just gonna live his life a ghost, because he's technically dead, and now the world kind of knows that Peter Parker's dead, so he can kind of live amongst the dead with his Uncle Ben and Aunt May now, because Aunt May's dead. He let everyone in his fucking family die because that's just what a shitty superhero this character is. Yeah, I can't believe I just ripped on myself like that, but you know. And this little montage of all the compilation of all the movies, I felt like I had to add in, just because I felt like it was kind of a part of the series. This was made by Marcos Lee too. Again, he was a really great guy. I've had a lot of long night calls with him and Brandon B Productions. And yeah, the song, this song is kind of old now, but oh man, I forget what the song was called. I honestly forget what the song was called. But yeah, I'm kind of just watching. I was really surprised that Marcos actually downloaded all of my movies, took clips out. Like, he took the time out to make this, and I don't know if I've shown my appreciation for, but I really like that he did this, because I had the idea to do it, but I just never went through with it. And he's like, "Oh man, I made one." I'm like, "I'm throwing it in the movie." Like, that was so great of him to do it. And I think he captured, like, the best parts of the series, too. But yeah, this Wiz Khalifa song. I like this song. I don't really listen to Wiz Khalifa a lot, just on the topic of this. But, yeah, this is probably one of my favorite songs by Lil Wayne. Or not Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, excuse me. And just kind of going over the whole series. Not a lot to say here. Just kind of have to respect the series now that we just went through the whole, 5 films. Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah. So sorry, I'm kind of quiet. Just kind of watching right now. It's kind of long, I guess. But yeah, it's coming to an end. We're at the 4th movie. He didn't do the 5th one because, again, I didn't release that movie. He only had the 4 movies. But yeah, he captured, like, all of these. It's just, like, it's so nostalgic seeing all of this. Like, I think I almost just want to, like, cut this out of the movie and just post it on my channel, just to, like if just people want to just, like, watch the series, like, just do that, you know, just watch this. I mean, it wouldn't have the 5th one in it. Maybe if I did it, I'd do it across the whole series, like, the 5th one and Batman v Spider-Man, so you just get the whole thing. And I don't think I'd use a pop song like this. I think and now I kind of feel like I want to do this. I'd probably use, like, not more of a sad song, but kind of a song that has, like, an upbeat but kind of gets sad because Spider-Man does die in the end in Batman v Spider-Man. But I've already did a commentary for that one, and if you want, you guys can go see that. That's on my channel. Way back there. I'm not gonna throw it in the description. You can go look for it. I actually, that one was with Kai, and he did the visual effects for that movie too, I believe. Yeah, he did. So, but yeah, I'm just waiting to get through this now. See ya. Oh yeah, I remember his YouTube channel was actually Piggy Inc. before. Yeah, he made an awesome tribute. So, yes, this was the Becoming Spider-Man, full fan film commentary, with the director and, actor of a lot of the characters in this movie. Again, I want to thank everyone who was involved in this project, because in some way they all helped out, and they all made this movie possible. If it wasn't for these people like Armani, Ethan, Colton, Kai, Brandon, Cody, my mom, my dad, Sawyer. Like, they all just did so much, and throughout all these 5 movies, I've learned so much from them, and now I can look back at this movie. I haven't watched this movie in a while. That's why I'm. So yeah, this was kind of fun to do. It really gave me a lot of nostalgic vibes from this, and the song. This. I forget what the song was called, but it's by Snow Patrol. Maybe it's Don't Run Away by No One Will Wait Forever. I don't know. But yeah. So this is the end of my commentary for this movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know what movie I'll be commentating next. Maybe I'll do Death in the Family. But yeah, so I'll let you watch the credits on your own. This is Bryce Cherney signing out. Deuces.